Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls. So I wanted to come on here and talk about something that I find quite interesting. I'm doing a lot of research and studying and expanding my knowledge and skill set as a coach. And one of the things I've been studying more in depth recently is just trauma, right? And just becoming more of a trauma informed yoga person, a trauma informed coach, and all that good stuff, all the different modalities that I use. So, one of the things that I find interesting though, as I've been studying and reading more and, understanding more, learning more about trauma, is how often in our society, which I made a correlation earlier today as I was learning in something, a class I'm taking. And one of the things that it reminded me of is how often we as humans are re-traumatized through not only like social media and movies and things like that, but like the news and stuff like that. It made me think of how often, and I'm going to bring this to Black people in general, but not just Black people. I feel like people of all colors, but in general, like especially here in America, Black people are definitely re-traumatized over and over, like these rituals that are often done in our society, as a way to re-traumatize people and keep them in a state of fear and a state of cognitive dissonance, which when you're in that state, you're not at a state of parasympathetic rest and digestion and rest and relaxation, and you really can't connect to your intuition. So I feel like this stuff is done definitely purposefully, and it's just something that I've been noticing for a long time, but I just finally have sort of the verbiage to actually talk about it and what's happening in like a lot of media, a lot of movies and stuff like that. And one of the things I was sharing with some loved ones earlier this year and late last year and stuff was just sort of my sort of disdain towards the entertainment industry, the Black entertainment industry here in America. And one of the reasons why I've been disheveled, which is one of the reasons why I went to go see that movie called The American, what is it called? I can't remember the name, but it was about a guy who wrote a American fiction, with the actor, and he's like in the movie he's a writer and a professor, and he writes these stories that are these, I don't know if it's novels, but he writes books that are deep, and he doesn't get a lot of praise. But then when he writes Black fiction, which is all about just one side of how one subsection of Black America, how they experience life, and sort of he gets like disheveled and just annoyed with the whole fact that that book that he wrote, which he like was like a ghost writer or something. He acts as ghost writer on his own book. It's not to give the story away, but that whole movie kind of talks about, it touches on a lot of reasons why I became disheveled or just sort of have a disdain for like Black entertainment in America, like any movies or, you know, TV shows and stuff like that. And to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of TV shows, so I can't speak on all of them. So I'm not blanket statement saying that all Black entertainment is just trash. That's not what I'm saying. But the few things that I have watched, because I'm so aware of movies and a lot of the symbolisms and things that rituals that they do towards Black Americans in order to reenact, trauma, it's hard for me to watch a lot of Black entertainment. So, they're doing these rituals, and if unless you know that they're doing these rituals, you will kind of fall back into like these certain patterns and thought processes. One of the things that they do, especially I had a person reach out to me earlier this year about doing something in regards to Black History Month, and I was saying how I don't really celebrate Black History Month because to me every month is Black History Month, right? Just because they've whitewashed a lot of our history books and have erased a lot of the truth behind what, the, I wouldn't even say African, I don't even know, I guess Black, I don't know, the melanated people of the planet have brought to, you know, the information and the knowledge and the inventions and all the stuff that melanated people have brought to the planet, they've completely erased or rewritten or taken credit of or appropriated and all this other stuff, right? So because I'm so aware of that, and I know that, Black History Month is just kind of a way to re-traumatize people. They always only tell the same, like, 20 stories of a few Black Americans who did something different. They don't even tell the countless stories of the things that melanated people have brought to America and how we are the originators. I don't want to go down that path, but whatever, it is what it is. So yeah. So because of that, I don't really celebrate Black History Month. Not because I don't believe that melanated people don't deserve recognition. I just don't believe in being a part of something where I know it's being used as a malicious intent behind it, right? And so the same thing kind of goes for like blacks in black actors and blacks entertainment, which kind of sucks because I really, I love, I've loved films and movies and stuff ever since I was a little girl. That's something that me and my dad actually still do together. We go to the movies every now and then to watch movies together. I still love movies and stuff. But it gets disheartening to me when the same narratives are told over and over and over, showing, black Americans as though we're impoverished or poor, or we always act a certain way. We're never shown, and lights where we have black love stories. Like, those are rare, far in between. That's why I have a couple of them that I found and I like posted on my YouTube channel sharing. But I just find it so disheartening and annoying because it's like the lack of representation of melanated people in all shades of humanity is vastly lacking. And I feel like it's becoming more, a lot more people are starting to showcase, melanated people in more human ways, right? Because most of the time they would showcase us, and at first it was like the only melanated woman was basically, I'm using melanated in instead of black because whatever, black doesn't always resonate with me, the term black, but melanated woman was sort of like the mammy character or whatever, and then it kind of transitioned into this vixen where she's like, a sex goddess, which is totally fine, but then it's like she's an object, right? They kind of turn her into an object, similar to when they had melanated women on a block selling her body or selling her to a slave owner. It's kind of that same energy where we're not seen as human beings. We're taken out of context, or we're taken out of our ability to be seen as human beings and to have emotions. Like, it's very rare that they I think more recently now they're starting to show more aspects and different um, types of melanated women. But before, it was always black women who are strong black women and all this kind of energy. And it's just like, there's some, like, they kind of like emasculine, I don't know what the word is, that but they make us super masculine, they don't show the feminine side, or they make the man super feminine, and it's just very weird to me. And a lot of Hollywood movies, a lot of entertainment and stuff like that. And so that's kind of annoying to me because, like, it's fine if it was done like once or twice, or, and there was a balance of other aspects and different personalities and different, aspects of us as a human, ethnic group or whatever, were shown in all of our facets, but they keep showing the same ones over and over and over and over and over and over, and it's done for a specific reason. So that's really why I become sort of like annoyed with like black entertainment in America, and I don't really watch it as much as I used to in the past because of that sort of narrative. It's sort of like, once you open your eyes and you start to see they keep telling the same narratives over and over, or showing the same characters over and over, it kind of becomes annoying, you know what I mean? And it's just like, one of the main things that irks me is like, I think one of my favorite movies where I was like, oh, this is the first time they actually show a melanated man in a very sort of like vulnerable way, in a sense, was that movie Sylvie's Love. And where the guy, but and still, even still, they kind of anyways, I'm not gonna go into depth on that, but check out that movie. I thought it was pretty good. It was done very well, acted on both parts. Script was great, acting was great, everything was great. And the time where they actually showed like a gentleness, a little bit of a gentleness, like if you think of like all the movies with white actors, right? and you have the love making scenes, right? There's always these like intimate, like sensual, like, love making scenes with the white actors, right? Or Caucasian or whatever actors, but they never show that with melanated actors, which irks the bejesus out of me because it's like we don't make sensual, heartfelt, heart to heart kind of love making, or we're not gentle. That's always irked me. So I think that lactation has definitely just turned me off of like a lot of black entertainment in general. So, anyways, going back to the whole trauma thing, that's just something that I've noticed in, entertainment a lot over and over. And not even just entertainment, but, the rituals that are kind of performed, with the several killings of, melanated Americans, and it's sort of like it's done ritually, it's done every like 2 to 3 years, you know what I mean. And then you have, movements arise like Black Lives Matter and all these other things, like, and it's just sort of this repetitive cycle and loop, like we're in this like glitch in the matrix that keeps replaying itself over and over, right? And so I just find it very interesting and disheartening, but it's definitely something that, I guess I just wanted to share if that's something that you've ever noticed, or something to be on the lookout for. It's just how the entertainment industry, and just the news industry and the government and stuff like that utilizes these tools and tactics to sort of pull people into re-traumatization, right? And one of the benefits of that is that when someone is in a state of fear, they're easily controlled and manipulated, right? So when you're in fear, it's sort of like a magician doing a trick, right? They're showing you this one thing, but over here, and they're doing something else with this hand. And so if they're showing you this, you don't really see what's going on behind here. So it's the same trick, right? It's the same type of situation with fear tactics. Yeah, you do something and in the public eye bring everyone's attention to this, or in the case of a movie, we're doing this one ritual to bring you to this, and it's really all this subliminal stuff going on, or these behind the scenes stuff going on. It's just like, I don't know, that shit gets old, after a while. So I just found it kind of annoying after a while, and which is why I'm kind of like on this sort of, not that Asian movies are any better. They have their own agendas, is what I'm noticing now. But I've definitely been on this sort of Asian movie kick over the last year. Yeah, about a year and 3 months or so, because I started it at the end of 2022. Started watching Korean K dramas, but now I'm watching Chinese dramas and Japanese dramas as well. But they have their own like cultural stuff. Not even gonna get into that because that's not my culture. So, but that's another story. But yeah, so I just find it very interesting. I find it very interesting that this is something that is playing out, this re-traumatization of, a specific ethnic group that's done over and over and over. The rituals that is done over and over. And I just wanted to make that correlation because I was like, as I'm studying more about trauma and the various ways that, people are traumatized, I was like, one of the things that's so interesting is that we're re-traumatized through the media that we consume. You know what I mean? And from the news to, movies to, TV shows and all this stuff, and these same narratives that are being played over and over. That's like re-traumatizing yourself over and over and over, or re-indoctrinating yourself into a reality that other people want you to live in. And so yeah, I think I might post this one. I don't know. Maybe I might keep it unlisted. We'll see. But I definitely wanted to share this because this is some deep ish that I've noticed personally, and I just wanted to see if anyone else has noticed this as well. And if not, hopefully this is enlightening to you. So as always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't. You are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what experience while on this planet. So I will chat with you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.